Ah. Oh.
What's it say about the flux capacitor?
Ah, just a bunch of poppycock.
Super side. Alright, so we pulled this one in.
And we pushed it in.
And we pushed it. But this might be storage for a little while, but before it's storage, we're gonna rip off parts and pieces that might be usable, resellable. And then once those are all gone, this will basically be storage. And I know from pictures and whatnot, you think, well, this thing is in pretty decent shape. It looks really good, but this is no good. This is no good. That's no good. That's no good. It's really no good. Oh man. So, and there's spots like that all under and over, and it's really not that great. So it's going to be stripped and storage. Where are you heading off to?
Alright, we got get ready to head to the shipper, ship out some kits. So we're gonna take them to them, they're gonna box them up, ship them out for us. So if y'all got a kit order, be looking.
That's it. That's it. Got Dad going off shipping kits. Be careful. Love you. And Ivan's here putting a couple of the cool strip parts that we got off the red van out here onto Olivia's van. We will be checking this over here in a minute because we're going to Virginia, back to your place this weekend.
That's correct.
And then
This is customization station today.
customization station.
Absolutely, man.
Let's see, what does that look like?
Going with a nice wood grain, man, and that little, you know, gray. Gonna be pretty good.
Talking about, yep. Swivel bases out of that van. I've got to swap all the junk out of this van into this van because we're gonna be moving this around and working on it. And all that junk don't need to be in there. We already got all the pop-out glass the other day too. That was a part of the stripping, and all that took place yesterday. But anyway. What do you think about the luggage rack?
I think that we'll be able to strap luggage on.
We got to run your CB antenna cable, but we got your
Yeah.
CB antenna on here.
Tonka toying it up.
We got to find you some lights. We're thinking, since you got square headlights, we need to do all square bolt-on lights.
Yeah, that would probably look the best instead of those round. That's more.
Yeah. But speaking of lights, Ivan and I have been cooking up this right here.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, salt, pepper.
But this is like old, this actually was on my van, these pieces. And they were really tall, like just, I guess, little rack pieces or whatever for that work van. And we took them, chopped them up, made new little adapters for the drip rail. And about to put it on there once it cools off.
Yo!
And there you go, that's what the light bar looks like. I think we're gonna wear some flat tabs on it. I'm not sure if those will go on the front or the back. I guess we'll have to see. But there you go.
All right, we are fine. Well, I'm not gonna say finally back in the shop. We've been back in the shop, but we're finally getting back to doing some video, and we apologize. We haven't put a lot of stuff out. We just we've been busy getting everything worked out and getting all this stuff worked out with the logistics on these kits. It's I'm not gonna say it. Well, it did. It kind of caught us off guard. We had no idea that there was going to be as many of y'all interested in these kits as it is, and we weren't really prepared to be making the amount of kits that we've had orders for. So we've been working out the logistics on that for the shipping. We've got several of them we've shipped out. Several of them we're in the process of making now. On top of that, getting everything caught up. So one thing, thank y'all. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we had no idea that y'all were going to be as interested in these kits as you are. But we're working on it. It's only 3 of us. You know, as we said, we cut all this stuff out by hand with just simple tools, but we are working on, maybe if it keeps going like it is, we're working on something to be able to produce the parts faster so we can get them welded up quicker. So we'll keep up to date on that. But what else we got going on top of that? We've got all the other projects we've been trying to get out of here so we can concentrate more on the vans. We are getting ready. Right now, we're getting ready to pull the 67 in. I know a lot of y'all have been asking when the 67's coming back in the shop. It's getting ready to come back in the shop today. We're going to start working on it. To give y'all a little update on what's going on, I know I had told y'all that I was going to put this top here on this van, on my van when we built it. I've decided against that now. Not that there's nothing wrong with the van, but I think I was bouncing around with this idea anyway when I got that van as to whether I wanted a top like this or like a Sportsmobile pop top. I think I decided to go with some kind of Sportsmobile pop top. So if anybody is interested in a fiberglass raised roof top for a extended G30, we're going to take this top off and sell it. So if anybody's interested in it, it'll be here. Just shoot us an email or a message and let us know that, hey, you're interested in that. We've got, we've run across a Suburban. This is, we thought we were going to do this to get the running gear out from under it. But once we got it back to the shop, the Suburban is so nice. It's too nice to tear it up to make use the running gear. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to lift this thing up, and I don't know what we do. We may use it for a tow rig. We may keep it. We may sell it. I don't know, but it's just too nice to not to chop it up and use it for the running gear. So that's another thing that we're going to be working on. Seth's GMC truck. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this truck. This is Seth's truck. Michelle's granddaddy bought this truck brand new. It's a 1970 GMC. He was a farmer and he bought this truck brand new. I was lucky enough that when her grandmother passed away, she left it to me because I had always said that I wanted it. So I had the truck for a while and drove it, and then it sit for a long time, and I always told Seth that this was going to be his truck. Well, when he got old enough and to us start working on it, we fixed this truck for him. We put a fuel injected throttle body 350 in it, overdrive transmission, and he drove this truck for a while. It has been sitting since he got his van. It has been sitting for a while. So we have decided we're going to take this motor that's in this truck and put it in his van when we do the 4-wheel drive. We haven't decided what we're going to put in the truck yet. We think we may end up putting an LS in it. But on top of that, we've decided we are going to do a 4-wheel drive conversion on this truck too. So we weighed it out and thought about it. We just think it'll be cooler now that we've got a 4-wheel drive shop that is doing conversions to do a conversion on this truck. We don't feel like it's going to hurt the value at all in it, probably increase the value. But that's going to be something y'all will be seeing. We're going to try to throw that in the mix with everything else we got going on. So that's what we got going on in Ivan's truck. Y'all know we rebuilt the transmission in it. We had a heck of a time trying to find a torque converter. We never did find one. Nobody makes torque converters for the old 727s anymore. So we found a place down in Florida that we're going to send the converter off, have it rebuilt. So we'll be getting that back and getting his truck up and running. Olivia's van, I know y'all seen it. We will be doing the eventually doing the 4-wheel drive completion on it, getting the transmission transfer case in it. Seth's van, then we're going to work on my van. So we got a lot going on. We should have a lot of content for y'all. So y'all just keep watching and keep doing what you're doing. And again, we appreciate it. The kit stuff is just, it's blown us away. So y'all keep ordering kits, and we're going to keep trying to produce them and get them out to you. Oh, and like and subscribe. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Check out our buddies at OK Recycling. Order some merch, some stickers, whatever. We're going to keep more of that coming too. Like I said, we haven't been putting a lot out, and I apologize. We've just been so busy trying to get caught up and get this stuff done right, so we can make sure we get these kits out and do them in a timely manner with just us three working here. So thank y'all again.
Our yardstick is depleted.
Yep, we'll have to have another yardstick. Which is fine, they're only $1 or something.
Is she green yet? Oh yeah, you got the
Checking beam lineage. You won't run her through. The only part when you start, you ain't got no entryway, you just gotta make you one, but that's what burns up the daggone yardstick. Right. All our corn's hand shut. Everything we do is hand shut until further notice.
tinfoil.
Yep.
Man, that compressor is struggling.
Man, it sounds like it's true. Sounds pretty bad. Pretty bad.
There she went. She got into high gear that time.
Yeah.
Okay, what we're doing, we had already made the engine cross member for this, but we're sitting it back down to get the engine mounted in and check a few other things. We got to make a transmission cross member, and the DJ wants to put AC on this, so we're going to be measuring. I think I've got it figured out on what kind of AC compressor to go put on it in this we're just going to be figuring out some more stuff. We still got a lot of work to do on the power steering. We still have not 100% figured out exactly how we're going to do the power steering, but we're also working out shifter for the transfer case, because one of the things the driver, you sit right here. Well, your transfer case is going to be back here. So it's not like you're going to be able to reach down and have a shifter. So we're going to try to work out some kind of cable shifter to shift the transfer case. So that's just all stuff that we're trying to work out. This is just this is all new territory for us. We're just trying to figure it out. And there's some of you guys have probably done this before. If, you know, you may have some input on how the best way to do it or what. I don't know. We'll take it if you got it. So, all right, Ivan's over here. We're going to try to modify these transmission transfer case adapters. These are the later style that they made in GM for the Turbo 400s, 350s, and the 700 R4s. And they're a lot shorter. It allows you to tuck the stuff up under the vehicle a lot better. The older style were long like this. Well, what that does is that hangs you can see your transmission cross member is going to hang down that much. So these are harder to find than these. We've got a bunch of these laying around. We don't have many of these. These are what we need for the van. We've got a lot of these. So what Ivan is going to do, we have nothing to lose because we've got a lot of them. We're going to try to cut this off and shorten it and see if we can modify these things so we can use these and not have to go on the hunt for these short ones. So we're not going to be out anything if it doesn't work, and if it works, we're going to have a lot of transfer case adapters.
Good luck,
I'm gonna try my hand at this right here and see if I can. I really don't want to cut it with a Ziz wheel tall, man, at all. Because that's a long and thick way to go for something to go wrong, hit me in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Thickums.
Thickums, kickums. But I think I'll use L fire range. L far range.
Right here.
It fits about everything.
One size fits all.
Oh, man. I'm thinking.
We were getting worried for a second that the transmission wasn't going to fit, but I think it was just the bow of the table of all the weight and the angle of the lift. But
yeah, we're tight.
It's tight, but I mean it's in there without touching anything on the floor.
But that's what we wanted. We wanted it tucked up as tight as we possibly could under the van. Especially, you know, anytime four-wheel drive stuff, you want to try to tuck it as tight as possible to keep something hanging down from hitting if you do any off-road stuff. So I think we're gonna be all right.
How's it coming over here?
Sorry.
Tight.
We can make that work. And let's put a little wheel over there. Well,
Yeah,
you can actually cut. Man, that right there could be cut all the way. You could take that much. It doesn't matter.
No, I just. That's hot. There we go.
Let's twist it. Try again.
Alright. I know a little bit.
Yeah, it'll move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got everything mocked up. Motor, transmission, transfer case. Now we're going to try to, well, we're not going to try to. We're going to fabricate the transmission cross member. We just got to figure out how to do that. I think we're going to do it similar to the way we do our other ones. Just come here with a plate, and we're probably going to go the other vans, the other G series vans. The mount goes this way. I think we're going to come all the way over to the frame here. We're probably going to drill a hole in the frame and weld a sleeve in there to put a,
A jack boom in there.
yeah, to hug the frame, and then we'll run a bolt through it, and then we'll come off with something down to the mount. As of right now, that's the way we're planning on doing it.
Could change.
But it's gonna be, this thing, it's so far back. The rear drive shaft's gonna be half the length of what the front drive shaft is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be completely different. But this is where we gotta, see, this is where we gotta come back to for the shifter. So there's no way, there's no way to put a shifter in a driver's compartment because the driver's sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm looking at the seat. This is so, it's got to be a cable, but we'll figure it out.
I ain't worried about it.
What's dead is dead. So this is for the frame, right?
Yep. We'll need one on yay side, one on yay side, a bar, and a bar. Had to make it where I could get the bar set there, plenty of weld, blah, 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 and then a nice thick boat hoe. A boat hoe.
Heard that. Okay.
Sorry. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm just taking my time. I'm gonna do it right. Try to do it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take these and clean them up, get them ready. Looks nice.
They don't have to be too crazy because they are a little bit wider than the frame. So just knock the edges off, and
Yeah.
like normal.
Tenfold. All right, we got our pieces made, cleaned up, but what we're about to do, brake line and fuel line. That's gonna be in our way when mocking and welding.
This is gonna go right nice right here, and the crossmember's gonna go up over the drive shaft and meet about right yonder with the hoe in the middle. Skadiddle, skadiddle.
We can. We can do it.
All right. Who wants to do the
Wait a
talking?
minute. Hold on. Let me get over. Unless you want to do it while you're here. I can. I don't care.
It don't matter.
You got all the credit. Yeah.
You're live.
All right. I have been. I've been running some errands, getting some stuff worked out on the kits. We're working on. We've had overwhelming response to these kits, and it's honestly, if it keeps on going the way it's going, the three of us doing all this stuff by hand, we'll just not be able to keep up with it. So we're working on a way where we can have some get our flat pieces cut, pre-cut, where we can bring them back and weld them on a jig. So I've been working on that today while the boys were down here working on the shop, working at the shop. So what they're doing, we pulled the 67 in yesterday, started working on it again, and had got the transmission and transfer case up in here mocked up, and they made the transmission mount for it while I was gone. And what we're doing now is we're working on a way to mount it to the van, and I think what Ivan and Seth have got figured out, which is a perfect idea, is we're going to drill through here, through the frame and through this mount, weld a sleeve inside the frame, because these frames are they're pretty thin, and if you was to tighten that thing up, it would collapse the frame. So we're going to weld a sleeve in there to run a probably a 9/16 bolt through on both sides, and that'll be plenty to hold it in, and we should have that part done. So that's what they're working on, and I'm getting ready to make some phone calls to some of you people that are interested in kits. So,
And that's a pretty nifty shirt you got.
It is a nice shirt. It is a nice shirt. Unfortunately, y'all can't get these shirts anymore, but you can get the new Swim Shop shirts if you go and click on the link in the bottom that Seth put there through our big cartel, and you can order your shirt.
Quit being weird, just get one.
If somebody has ordered a kit, just bear with us, please, because we are going to try to get them out just as fast as we can. But it is only three of us, and like we say, we are cutting this stuff out by hand, and we had no idea we were going to be building as many kits as we're building right now. So if it keeps going like it's going, we're going to have to do something else as far as on our end to speed this up and make it faster. And I actually I went yesterday and was working on that a little bit. So if you have ordered a kit from us, just bear with us. We're working on them. We'll get them out to you just as fast as we possibly can, and we'll do some video and let you see what's going on down here.
That's it. But got to be cutting out some parts with Ivan here.
Hey!
Yo!
All right, we've been working all day down here in the shop. We've I don't know how many kits we got going out next week. 5 or 6?
4, 5.
I think it's either 5 or 6 kits we got going out next week. So we're working on getting in. We've been waiting on some materials. We had to order some materials, but we've got one here. We're starting one. We're kind of finishing up the final steps of one on the jig. This is how we use the jig to make the rear pieces, the rear shackle hangers, and this is how we this is our jig that we're using for the this is how we weld up the engine cradle. the front pieces here. Ivan's redoing a template that we have to drill the holes for it when we make the front piece. But that's
Here's somebody clap at real quick.
Here you go.
it's kind of how the jig works.
But just updating a little bit of the template.
Slightly, just.
Here's the piece that we're actually gonna put with the kit. These are all engine cradles here I've been cleaning up. All those will be the center section there that run along the frame. Got some pieces here.
Oops.
Okay, I see something right now. I'm gonna have to.
So that's what I've been doing. And this will get the same treatment. This will look like that with all the clean edges.
I guess we'll have to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll have to adjust that.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing too, we've got, I said earlier, we're working on being able to produce these things faster because we're, honestly, if it keeps going the way it's going with the amount of orders that we're getting, we're just not going to be able to keep up. So we've actually talked to a place that's going to maybe start at least, we've taken the patterns to see if they can just cut the flat pieces out for us, all the flat pieces we need, and we'll bring them back to the jig and weld them up just to help speed the process up. And we've also been working on the 67 van. We got the motor, transmission, and transfer case mocked up in here. Got the transmission crossmember made. We had made the engine cradle a little earlier, but finally got everything. It was a little challenge to figure out how the best way to do the transmission crossmember, but we got it where it's all up out of the way. It won't be interfering with anything. And now we just got to get it all. Got to figure out how we're going to do the shifter. We know we're going to do some kind of cable shifter to come all the way back here to get to the transfer case to shift it into four-wheel drive. And we're still working on trying to figure out how to do power steering on it, because that's been a real big challenge. And I've talked to a bunch of people that own these year model vans, and nobody knows of any way to do it. I've had some people say some stuff about electric steering, and that hadn't been, people don't speak too highly of that. So we may, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't think we're going to be able to use the original column in it. The way these things are from the factory, the steering box is actually made to the end of the steering column, and it's such a small area in there that you have to work with. So we may end up completely redoing that to get the steering on it. And also, he wants air conditioning on this too, so we're going to try to figure out a way to put air conditioning on it for him. So we got a ways to go on it. We're getting there. It's been a lot of R&D on this one because it's a little bit out of our wheelhouse of what we normally do, but we're figuring it out. Luckily the guy's real patient and he understands it. It's a pretty good process on this one, but we'll get it figured out. The biggest thing we want to do in the process of getting it figured out, we want to make sure it's right and it's safe. That's the biggest thing, is we want to make sure it's safe. So
the process of doing four-wheel drive is pretty much all the same, but what are some differences in this year model and the G series year model like that we work on, or that the kit is made for?
Yeah, the way the frame is made is completely different. So our kit, there is nothing from our kit that'll work on this year model, just simply because it's this is a unibody too, but the way the frames are unitized into the body, it's just completely different. So we had to completely, not that we don't custom make everything on our kits, but this is a complete custom away from the way we do it on our kits. The other challenge is, one of the things that you have with the steering, if you'll look, the driver sits here and your steering is up here, but your axle is here. On any other vehicles, your steering and all, you're sitting behind the axle. So that makes it a lot easier to figure it out. I mean, this is, if you can see, the steering shaft on this comes from the front and goes to the back. So that's one of the challenges that we're having in such a tight space of where we're going to have to figure out how to put a steering box in here for power steering. But
right, and you know, you can see where we kind of had to work around some of that brake stuff too. That's just crazy how all that's made.
It's
But this side was a little smoother.
It's a different deal altogether, and this may be one of those things too. Unfortunately, and this is a way to fabricate. We may end up having to cut it all out and start all over. We don't know. We're gonna keep working on it and chopping away and see. It's I don't know that we'll ever do another one of these.
That's what I was gonna say. This one's pretty.
Yeah, I think we'll stick to more of what we know. You know, there's not a lot of these out here left anyway. But this will probably be the last one we do on this, even once we figure it out.
But I'll have to say, I like this just as much as the G Series because this thing looks like some type of like safari looking Outback.
It is gonna
like
be bad. It's gonna be bad
vehicle.
And I've probably spent more hours on the internet researching and reading stuff and looking on these vans than we have actually down here working on it. That's one thing about too fabricating and doing this kind of stuff. The amount of time that you put in doing research and trying to figure things out when you're not actually working is probably twice the amount of time as the work time. But with that being said, looking on the internet, that I have seen some cool ass 4-wheel drive vans these year models.
Yeah, they look.
But I've not seen one of them yet with power steering on it. So if y'all know anything about power steering on one of these, let us know.
Oh, and just a rundown of everything that's for people that don't know or just now watching. Yeah. Everything from the motor, trans, and axles. What is the running gear?
We are running half-ton square body Chevrolet axles in it. It has got a brand new blueprint aluminum head small block, brand new TCI 700 R4 transmission, and we're putting a 208 transfer case with it. So it's gonna be a bad setup.
I can't remember. Is it locker in the rear or no? Is that a different rear end I'm thinking about?
I do not think this rear end has a locker in it, but if he may want one because we probably may end up having to change the gears in this. I think it's geared a little too high and where it needs to be, so we may end up changing the gears. I don't know. So anyway, it's gonna be a bad little van.
And what would the lift on the springs? What I can't remember what we went with.
These are 4-inch square body lift springs, and we actually we use front square body lift springs on the front, and on the rear we used front square body lift springs, but we put a few more leaves in it and made a spring pack for the rear, but that's what we needed for the length from where the hangers were. So we think it's gonna be all right. We'll know more. The telltale is when you drive it down the road for the first time. That's gonna tell it all, whether you hit it right or you got to change stuff.
But we just wanted to fill you back in because we only have a few videos on the channel of this thing, and I know people are probably going to ask a few questions about it. So we'll walk you through it again. Front body leaf springs here. And this is what we were working on today. We made sleeves in here into the frame. And so that bolt is going through a sleeve in the frame, and that sleeve's welded, and so it's not going to crush the frame like we talked about earlier. But as you can see, once everything's mounted, plenty of room under here. But also with that clocking ring, that transfer case is not going to hang down too low and look a little goofy under there, so that's gonna look good. But that looks cool, actually. It looks cool. Cut the distance in that.
fun over here.
I mean,
Looks like old Ivan had the wire speed set right.
Let's get in there like that. You can't see it. Can you see that? Can you see that?
yeah. Yeah. Alright. Moving on. Let's get her done. And we'll finish it tonight.
Finishing it tonight.
Another bead on that, or just push
No, that's the next comes
the Delios?
the bowl.
Some big fat nasties.
Yeah, they will be fat, and they will most definitely be
This is how we another way we use the jig here too. Oh, that's hot. Spring hangers. That simulates our leaf springs there.
Simulate. Sorry, I had to.
Simulation stage.
Simulation station.
Oh, it should be down. Put hot wheel on this side too.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Golly, I can't believe you did that.
What? Cans of steel.
Would have melted a lesser man's finger.
Yes, it will.
That song on Hank Williams Jr. wrote, Man of Steel. Talking my daddy.
Alright. Go to Ontario. I'm gonna put one on.
Oh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and see, and that's all it will be. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the sign is off.
Oh, hey there.
Yeah.
It's almost 8 o'clock. We're wrapping it up. We are hungry. We're gonna go get us something to eat. We finished up, just about got this kit finished here. We got a couple more wheels to hit on it in the morning, and Seth's gonna clean it up and paint it. We got a lot done on the 67 today. We'll be working a little bit more on it tomorrow. I think I will probably be making a trip to the shipper, getting some kits ready to ship and send out tomorrow. We got several of them going out. And yeah, we're just gonna hear right here next little bit. You're probably gonna be seeing us build a lot of kits. We got a lot of orders, and we appreciate that. Actually, on this video, you're gonna see a little bit of bonus footage of Ivan and Olivia when they took her van up to Virginia. Just it was what, a day and a half after we finished doing the conversion on it.
Yeah.
So they did the shakedown run. Took about a 3.5 hour trip up where Ivan is from, visit his mom and daddy.
2 hours and 50.
2 hours and 50 minutes. I'm sorry.
It don't matter, but we took it through some.
They'll be the
Trails,
mountains. Yeah, they took it through the mountains. There's a couple pretty good pools that they went through up there. So there'll be some bonus footage of that. And we've got the Suburban. I think we told you about in the last video. We'll be pulling it in here and doing that. We don't know what we're going to do with it. We hadn't quite decided yet. We're looking for differentials right now for Seth's van, my van. We'll be pulling them in pretty soon to do the 4-wheel drive conversion on those. We'll finish up Olivia's. We are getting the transmission rebuilt on it, so we'll get her transmission transfer case in.
About to send Ivan's torque converter for his truck off, and you'll be seeing the black short bed roll in.
Yeah, get the Dodge back in here, get it finished up, and yeah, we got a lot. We got a event this weekend. It's the Power and Sound, the festival that Michelle, my wife, and daughter Olivia put on every year. Y'all check that out, Power and Sound Revival.
Yeah, it's
Seth
just
will put a
the pre-party for this
Seth will
weekend.
Put a link to it. We're having a pre-party this weekend, Saturday night. A bunch of the van people are coming up. We're camping there, so we'll probably have a little bit of footage of that. Won't be on this video, but you'll see some footage of that. And we're getting cranked up on camping season, so we're getting excited. We're gonna hopefully get the vans out and do some camping this year too. But again, thank y'all. We appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing, liking, subscribing, and sharing. We'll keep putting it out there as much as we can. We apologize for not doing as much as we have lately. We've just been so busy getting everything figured out on these kits and getting the, I guess, the logistics out so we can really get them cranked out and move them out faster so they don't keep people waiting. We have had a little bit of, not too big of delays, but we were waiting on a little bit of material, so that's thrown us behind a little bit on them, but nothing that's going to hurt anything. You know, I'm only talking about like a week and a half, but yeah, we're getting it. We appreciate it. Just like I said, keep doing what you're doing. Check out our friends at OK Recycling, and check out all the links in the description below, and order some merch. Go to the Big Cartel, and that's all I got. I'm ready to go eat supper.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Eat me a big old plate.
Yeah, I think so. How's she feel so far, Olivia?
Really good. Since the steering stabilizer's on, the wobble is not as bad. The shaking.
Well, good.
We'll see how she does with 65. I think she's quicker at this than other office.
Right, yeah, high speed. More velocity, yep. All right.
All right.
All right, we made it to the Lowe's, about to cross the mountain, go on to the house. Everything's cool. Gonna get us a coffee, truck it on.
Yeah, but she did good.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna pull it up Fancy Gap for me. That was good.
I'm gonna try.
Coffee is acquired. We're going up Fancy Gap now, and it is a hell of a pull. How's she doing?
So far, so good. We're at the wall point, then it's all right.
taking a little bit of a back way home, taking more of the back road.
Like a yardstick, daggone Star Wars Jedi.
What now?
Mind tricks with
What'd you
yardsticks.
say?
Mind tricks with yardsticks,
You
man.
better stop talking, bro.
I don't think you'd fare too well if you had yardsticks in battle, though.
Well, no, unless I want to spank everybody. Come here, quit that fighting. I will give you a big one across your cheek.